So gamers, have you ever caught yourself going, I want to play a game, but like, I'm not in the mood? Raise your hand. I'm definitely a bit guilty of that. And that's why Mark Maxwell's going to tell us off for saying that. He's like, stop waiting to be in the mood. I'm like, okay, but Mark, please, sometimes I'm just not in the mood, man. Sometimes, Mark, if you can genuinely give me a solution for this problem, I love you long time. Sometimes I'm just not in the mood, you know? Sometimes after a long day, I say a long day of work, I'm jobless now. After a long day of doing fucking nothing, I just want to play some Black Ops 2 just came out. I just want to play Black Ops 2, okay? Everyone's not prestige yet, and it's very fun to play the game, okay? No one has Ghost yet, so UAVs reveal everyone. It's really good, okay? It's fun. I'm not in the mood to play Pikmin. I don't want to play slow, relaxing game. I just want to play fun, childhood, nostalgic shooty game where everyone says slurs on it. Those two statements are too independent. It just happens to happen all the time on Call of Duty. You know how it is. You know how it is, Mark. You probably play Call of Duty too. They like yelling slurs. What can I do? I click mute all except party, but sometimes they get through still. It's really weird. What do you think, Mark? Tell us.
A widespread misconception out there that's plaguing gamers everywhere. And it might just be the reason that your backlog is getting stuck.
I call it a library, Max, but continue.
A phrase I see all the time across gaming communities. It's about being in the right mood to play something. You might hear someone say, oh, I was really in the mood to play a competitive shooter. Or, I'm just not in the mood for a visual novel right now. The idea of choosing a game to play based on our mood is probably pretty intuitive for most people.
It is,
After all, we do this constantly in other parts of life. How many times has someone asked you, what kind of food are you in the mood for? Only for you to repeat back, I don't know, what kind of food are you in the mood for? And here we have the first challenge with mood-based decisioning.
Hang on.
Our moods aren't always clear to us, but let's pretend they are. Let's pretend that at any given point in time, you know the exact vibe that would harmonize with your current emotional snapshot. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? You could always pick the perfect experience to match what you're feeling. Every song, every TV show, every video game would just click like it was a precision-built puzzle piece fit to that exact moment.
Okay, true. Okay, you're so right for that, Mark. You're so right for that. You really are. But like, okay, sometimes, and I'm hoping he talks upon this, because I'm guilty of this too. I'm talking to someone who's guilty. I'm as guilty as charged. Lock me up, throw away the key, bury me under the prison, right? Sometimes I'm not in the mood is also a stand-in for, not necessarily like, oh, I'm not in the mood for like something. I'm in the mood for something fast-paced. I'm in the mood for something slow-paced. Sometimes I'm not in the mood, and I think this is the big one. I'm not in the mood just means I'm not really in the brain power to invest into something new. Does that make sense? Like, because when I'm tired after a long day's work, I don't want to play a new game. Does that make sense? Where I don't understand things, I have to concentrate to figure it out. I'm gonna have to like, you know what I mean? I don't have to play a new game. Once I get started with the game, I'm like, I'm in. Do you know what I mean? Then I can augment it a bit more. But like normally I'd say the most difficult part is with a new game. You know what I mean?
Norway emoji. Please cook Argentina tomorrow.
We will cook. It's coming home. Okay. Thank you for Hatsune Miku. It's coming home. It's coming home. You guys probably deserve to win that, but coming home, baby. It's coming home. I know I just never really felt out, to be honest. Yeah, I'm definitely guilty of this too. It's the reason why, and I think I figured this out when it came to 007 First Light, which is I deliberately, as soon as I was like ready to play that game, as soon as I could play that game, I played the first mission. And then I stopped playing it because I'm like, okay, I've played the first mission. I know what the game is like. I'm not going to go into it brand new and fresh and having to like really exert my brain. So now I can figure out, okay, am I actually in the mood to play it? Does that make sense? And I think that really helped a lot, which is why I was able to finish that game at a reasonable pace. So I think a good way to augment this probably, and I hope he talks into it, is probably where even if you're not in the mood, sometimes just start the game a little bit so you at least got a little bit of a feel for it, and then you can figure out like if it's going to be in your rotation, you know? Because like right now I played a bit of Hollow Knight. It was too hard for me, baby. I couldn't do it. So I was just like, okay, even if I was in the mood, I just too hard. Okay, I keep dying and losing my stuff and then losing where I am, and I couldn't do it. Okay, I'm baby. All right, baby, bitch boy. That's what I am. But with 007, I'm like, oh, I like it. It's stealth. It's, you know, fun. I can sneak around. It's like Hitman, but I've got rears instead of disguise. It's great. I love it. So I hope he gets into that.
No rough edges, no friction, no surprises. Wait, is that what we want? Last
a little bit. Hang on. That's actually really interesting. Bruv, I love this Mark guy. He always talks sense every time I watch one of his videos.
To that exact moment. No rough edges, no friction, no surprises. Wait, is that what we want?
I would say kind of. A little bit. Gaming has evolved in a very weird way in the last, 30 years. As people have gone more online, and as people have become a bit more atomized and isolated, gaming has not just become a hobby, or is a hobby, just to clarify, it's also a hobby, but it's also become a social hub, right? How often do you play a game to hang out with people? I used to do that quite often. In lieu of we can hang out and play this game together, you know? And then as a result, after I'm done hanging out and playing, so it kind of got to a point where playing a game on my own felt like I was wasting my time. Even if I'm not. Does that make sense? That sounds ridiculous, right? I'm playing a single player game. What do you mean I'm wasting my time? But it's well, I could be playing this other game and hanging out with people. You know what I mean? And in this time where we're ever so time conscious and everyone loves to be efficient and do as many things as possible, at once, Ultimate example being that Netflix designs its shows on purpose so people could put it on a second screen, they it's been well documented. You can look into this because people like time maxing, So if I could play a game and hang out with friends, oh hell yeah, let's fucking go. I would say not recently, but in the last 5-6 years or so, I've definitely got a habit of doing that. I'll just play games whenever I want to, regardless of if it's a social activity or not. But I think that's another aspect to consider too. It's good to feel confident when playing the game, but it feels nice to be surprised or playing something new. I think it's just the human brain just naturally goes away, veers away from surprises. We all just want what's predictable. That's the thing. But predictable is boring at the same time. Our brains just aren't really built for what we are now. That's the worst bit. Because when we're hunter-gatherers out there in the field, we want consistency. We want calm. We want, chill. But we're not hunter-gathering. The only thing you have to gather is the courage to ask your boss for a promotion, We're all chill now. So you'd probably want to be a bit more adventurous, but we're just not. We're all boring. You got to got 20 games in your library that you don't want to play because you're boring, you know what I mean?
Last year, I made a video to
I'm a lot less willing to get out of my comfort zone. And it happens to all of us. I'm only seeing this because I'm guilty of it too. I'm just as guilty as all of you guys are,
Players quickly choose. Is that what we want? Last year, I made a video to help players quickly choose what game to play so that they don't waste time being paralyzed by their libraries. Among the strategies I shared, I often anchored on using mood as a key input to the decision. And I still stand by those strategies. They are effective if the main problem you're trying to solve is reducing the time spent making a choice. But what I didn't talk about in that video was the hidden cost of relying on mood. Imagine you start dating someone new. You quickly discover that this person has a curious habit. Every single time there's a decision to be made, your partner says, "Oh, I don't care. I'm good with whatever you're in the mood for." At first, you might enjoy this. Every date night could be pizza and video games. Every road trip soundtrack could be your favorite playlist.
But then over time, the relationship gets stale, and one of you guys get angry, or both of you guys don't realize that you're slipping into a malaise. Oh, Mark, you're so clever. You're so clever. You come up with such clever analogies.
No rough edges, no friction, no surprises. But eventually, the comfort of your familiar behaviors start to grow tiresome. You get bored. You find yourself in a rut, and then you lose interest in the relationship. This is what happens when we're constantly optimizing for our immediate mood. If we let our choices always be a reaction to whatever we're feeling in the moment,
we're just going to go to what's comfortable.
We're not the driver. We are the car. Humans are creatures of habit, after all.
We're predictable. We're predictable little blobs. That's all we the fuck are. Lamb cook, true lamb cook. Thanks for the lamb cook. What are you drinking? I'm drinking Fanta lemon out of a goblet because I think it's just it makes me feel more refined when I'm drinking out of a goblet. That's why. Yeah, we're all guilty of this. Oh, man.
Routines, and with those routines often come patterns of emotions. If you're stuck in a stressful job for 5 days out of the week, chances are you're probably coming home each night in a pretty similar emotional state.
Since I'm recently jobless, I'm curious to see if that affects my ability to play games. It's like when I was working 2, 3, 4 nights a week, right? I didn't really want to play much, too stressful. I wanted to just chill with either a game that I was familiar with or something that wasn't going to be too intensive, But now that I've got a bit of time to myself in between jobs, I wonder if I'm going to be in the mood to play really hard games to stimulate the brain, because I'm life is too easy. Let me get some. Now I may be able to play Hollow Knight. Huh? Maybe now's the time I finally play it.
By letting that mood be the gatekeeper for what video games you decide to play, you're closing yourself off to anything that doesn't fit within those narrow lines. This is the hidden cost of mood-based decisions. It's an eventual drift toward sameness.
I think it's the reason why people join book clubs, Because, you might think, oh, it's the idea of, okay, next month we're all going to play this game. Excuse me. Or we're going to read this book and we're all going to talk about it. Because then it forces you to, do something you might as well not have done, what I mean? That's why, I don't know if we'll get the time for this, but, something equivalent, like a game club, Guys, we're going to play Mega Man 11, all right? Next month, we're going to do a stream talking about, okay? Game club, that's game club, Maybe I'll try something like that, I don't know. But now that I've got a bit more time, maybe, but we'll see. I always wanted to try something like that.
So, what's the alternative, then? Intentionally play games that we aren't in the mood for? Not exactly. The crazy thing about mood-based decisions is that they're greatly affected by how our brains predict effort. When you finally get home after that stressful job,
yeah, it's one of those things. We leave our comfort. We want to leave our comfort zones, but sometimes we need an extra push. Yeah, that's what it is. That's why people hire personal trainers for as well, just for that exactly thing. You know what I mean? People just need. Sometimes you just need that external push from someone that cares or you've paid to care. One of the two. It really does help. It really helps. For some people it doesn't, but people for someone like me, it'd probably help a lot.
Addicted.
Probably with that, it's harder for everyone else to play the same game since it's not as accessible as books. That's true. Play games, that's what you should do. You should buy more consoles so you can play more games. That's what you should do.
Mood-based decisions is that
Pirate
they're
games,
greatly
guys.
affected
Pirate
by
games.
how our brains predict effort. When you finally get home after that stressful job, what does your brain resist the most? Further exhaustion.
Yeah, exactly.
So your mood pushes you toward activities that it thinks will be low effort. Scrolling, passive TV watching, or familiar quick-hitting video
guilty of this. I'm so guilty of this, Max. I keep calling you Mark Maxwell. Calling you Max for short. I'm guilty of this, Mark. It's to the point where I usually throw my phone in the other room because I'm just I can't. If I have my phone next to me, I'm just gonna scroll TikTok. I'm an amoeba when it comes to concentration. Sometimes everything has to be out of the room. Phone has to be gone. My 3DS, my Switch. Sometimes I leave it in the other room. I'm just I can't do it. I have to just leave everything in the other room.
But strangely, while in this fatigued state, you could end up browsing the Steam store, and you could happen upon an interesting looking city builder, a genre that your brain will interpret as involving higher cognitive effort. Yet, you might still wishlist it. Hell, you might even buy it on the spot and add it to your backlog. Your brain can imagine a future where you sit down to play a game like that. It's just that right now, in its fatigued state, it writes that off as being too much to handle. And sure enough, this is exactly what happens to so many gamers.
It's the gamer version of what's it? The saying. I'm sure you guys heard some variation of the saying, right? If you haven't, it's good advice. It's never make a promise when you're happy, never make a decision when you're angry, because your brain is in a compromised state. Do you know what I mean? If you're happy, of course you're going to be yeah, let's do everything. Yeah, I promise it. And then if you're angry, obviously your brain is fogged. You know what I mean? By the anger that you feel, so you're going to make a bad decision. So it's what? Never make a promise when you're happy. Never make a decision when you're angry. Never decide to write off a game when you're tired. Slip that third one in there. You know what I mean? Slip a third one in there. Has to be. You could say there's a sort of book equivalent of video games called Game Night with the Boys. Yeah, but like with Game Night with the Boys, I just kind of play Call of Duty and we just yell at each other. That's what we do, man. It's like different, you know. Me and the problem is you have to have a bunch of boys that actually want to play different games. Famously, the boys I used to hang out with, Zach and Infamous, they don't even want to play Call of Duty, man. They wouldn't want to play anything else. They're fucking boring. I love them for it because we had so much fun playing Call of Duty. Don't get me wrong. They were a bit fucking boring, I'll be honest. In that regard, I feel like playing the same games a lot is different from doom scrolling. Like one actually hard for the others is just playing a favorite game. I don't know if I understand that one. Yeah, but like it's kind of, I suppose one is better, but they're both in the same thing where you're kind of in a malaise as opposed to kind of adventuring out. They both kind of hit the same ballpark. One is obviously worse than the other. You'd probably rather be the same guy playing like FIFA every day than the same guy doom scrolling TikTok on Twitter for an hour every day. Does that make sense? But like both of them are in the same vein of they need to leave their comfort zone. My mood made me take a break from Silksong to play through like the whole 2D Metroid series for the first time. One of ours now. See, the best part of playing Metroid, you're no longer the Scott that was meme. It's great. Have you also fallen into the trap of thinking about playing the game is just as good as playing the game, or is that just me? I've not fallen for that one. I have fallen for like I would say I'm a little bit guilty of the content creator equivalent, where it's like, hey guys, let's stream this game. And then everyone's like, yeah. And I'm just like, I don't know, do I want to stream that game? I'm a little guilty of that. I'm definitely a little guilty of that. Which is why nowadays, when I say I'm going to stream a game, I kind of just do it before I convince myself not to do it. Because you know what it is? I convince myself it's not going to be that good. You know what I mean? I do that to myself all the time. I'm like, oh, wouldn't this be fun? And everyone's like, yeah. I'm like, be actually boring, actually. I do that all the time. I hate myself for that. I've been trying to avoid doing that. I'm so bad at endlessly scrolling through my Steam. My wish list is like 400. What's my wish list looking like? I don't think my one's that bad. I think I've got 46 games in there. But like that was kind of built up over the course of like years. I don't really add a lot of games onto my wish list. Splatoon. I mean, we're still doing Splatoon. That's still happening. We've still got time for that, don't we? Yeah, we've still got time. We've still got next week. We got time for that. I was gonna do Splatoon on Friday, so we still got time for that. But like, it's other stuff. I've done it in the past before, and I'm guilty of that. Maybe it's not because I'm not a hardcore Giga gamer, but I don't really find myself being in the mood to play the same game an issue. Well, aren't you just lucky? Do you know what I mean? Aren't you just a fucking lucky guy, A-Kips? Fuck you flex. I don't know. It's one of those things, I guess, if you're you just have to be a gamer to understand. You have to be a real gamer, you know? Would the ability to get games you want to try affect your mood? Would the ability to get the games you want to try affect your mood? Like not be able to buy it so you put off for way too long? If anything, I'm the opposite. Me not being able to get a game makes me want to play the game way more. I'm the opposite. If the game is too accessible, I have ADHD brain, man. I should just get myself fucking diagnosed, bro. It's ridiculous.
Their thinking brain it writes that off as being too much to handle. And sure enough, this is exactly what happens to so many gamers. Their thinking brain has diverse interests, but their feeling brain has narrow desires. Lucky for us, the feeling brain doesn't have to run the show.
And it's funny, men will be like, man, feelings? I don't have feelings. I've never cried in my life. I don't know, today I don't feel like playing anything but GTA and FIFA slop. Wow, yeah, men, am I right? Am I right?
Because here's the big misconception. So many of us think that we just have to wait until we're in the right mood to play certain kinds of games. We keep glancing at blueprints or Cairn sitting in our libraries, and we say to ourselves, I'm not feeling it today, but one of these days I swear I will. Maybe that day will come.
It's a comforting lie we tell ourselves, Mark. That's what it is.
But it's more likely that you keep listening to your feeling brain, that you continue to play your role as the car and not the driver. But all it takes is for you to grab the wheel. You might be thinking, okay, so maybe I don't have to always listen to my feeling brain. I could choose what game to play based on more aspirational interests. But if I start something and I'm not in the mood for it, I won't have any motivation to keep playing it. It turns out...
Yeah, but like, at least you tried it. My response to that would be, I would rather play a game and then realize it's not for me than just never play that game at all. Because then at least I can say it isn't me. It isn't for me, you know? I feel like saying it isn't for you is a much more interest... For me, I've always been the kind of person, even before I became like a Twitch streamer, I've always been the kind of person where like I at least want the things I do to be interesting when I tell the story to people. You know, like sometimes I think about things like that. So I know that like telling someone, oh, I just wasn't that into it. It's just way more an interesting proposition than I didn't play it. You know, like, it's why like whenever like I do talk radio and someone goes, are you into like, I think it was a Blind Spirit said, oh, are you into if you what's your favorite Wallace and Gromit thing? And I'm like, I've never watched Wallace and Gromit. And it's like, well, you haven't. I'm like, I feel whenever someone goes, what's your favorite thing? And I'm like, I haven't interacted with media. I'm just like, oh, shit. Because at least when I say like, I gave Pikmin a try and it just didn't take to me, and I'll give it another try. That's like people go, I don't know, man. I was just throwing these little fucking red guys around. They're just doing shit. I'm like, when does Olimar get a gun? When does he get a gun? I want a gun, man. I want to kill those fucking blowboard motherfuckers, all right?
That this is the part everyone gets backward. They only think of motivation as the trigger, as the first push that gets the boulder rolling. But motivation has another trick up its sleeve.
Does it?
And it's not something you have to wait around for. Because motivation can also emerge in response to an action.
It can, that's true. That is very, very true. Sometimes just doing something gives you the motivation to continue, you know?
It can be the momentum that keeps the boulder rolling after the initial push.
Yeah.
Action and motivation form a loop. When we take action, we get immediate feedback, new information, and potentially alter our...
Momentum is a powerful tool, it really, really is. It can make mountains out of molehills, it really can.
Emotional
or molehills
state.
out of mountains.
Suddenly, our feeling brain has something different to react to. And all it takes is a little spark to ignite our motivation. For months, Crimson Desert had been near the top of my wish list. But I saw all the coverage about the clunky controls and slow start, and I kept saying to myself, I'm just not ready for a big open world game right now. Even though there was so much about it that interested me.
I can't say I'm guilty of like the online perception. Actually, I guess I kind of am really. But I never really got Fire Emblem engaged because I just had the story sucked. I guess I'm susceptible to this too as well, Mark.
Finally, I grabbed the wheel.
Maybe if I do grab the wheel, then I'll feel different. But I
opened up Steam and I bought the game. When it finished downloading, there was still a voice in my head saying, nah, maybe not tonight. Let's just play some Battlefield. But
now that I think about it, Engage would be a funny game to stream, wouldn't it? If the story really is that shit, it'd be fun to laugh at.
I resisted my feeling brain. And for the last couple weeks, I've been completely absorbed by this game. Not once after that first night have I felt like I needed to wait for motivation to strike in order to keep playing. Because that initial action of downloading and booting it up was all it took to ignite the motivation. You don't have to wait until you're in the right mood to play a game. You can just choose to start playing it.
I know, but Mark, it's so hard sometimes, man. It's so hard. Man, he's right. Man, sometimes someone just saying something right just fucking sucks. I'm just like, fuck. I can't even say anything, man, because I'm just like, he's right! He's right!
And more often than not, the motivation you were waiting for will suddenly appear.
It will, man.
Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.
He's just so right. He's just so right for that, isn't he? He's just so right for that, man. I had a feeling that he was going to go down this path, but it was just very, very interesting, very eloquently put, Mark. Very eloquently put. I keep getting this idea of calling you Max. Your last name's Max. My brain is going Max Markwell. I don't know why. I apologize, Mark. I won't make the same mistake again. Honestly, man, very eloquently said. Honestly, I think we're all guilty of this, and I think I'm gonna stop doing this. This gave me the motivation to stop doing this. That's what we're gonna do, gamers. Splatoon on Friday, baby. Splatoon on Friday, gamers. We're doing it. We're playing some Splatoon stuff. Should I play the first game, chat, or do I play the second game, Octo expansion? What should I do? I don't know. I want to do something Splatoon related, like single player. I want to play one of the Splatoon single players. I just don't know which one I want to do. I like playing the original. The original sounds like a good time. At least one of them. Play all of them. At least one of them. I at least want to do one of them. I don't know if we'll get time for all of them, but I at least want to do one of them, you know? Minimum. Let's see what the comments had to say, shall we? Let's see what our fellow gamers had to say. Let's do Rayman. Which was good. I want to try the original. I don't know. I thought I'd try the original. And if I like that, I'll play Octo expansion. How long is Octo expansion on average, would you say? Almost put this video on my watch later. I knew I had to keep it under 10 minutes. Man! Oh, Mark, you killed me. You're killing me, man. You're killing me. Oh, you got me. You got me. As an artist, I couldn't help but see the overlap between mood seeking and waiting for inspiration or motivation to strike. When they do, it's awesome, but it shouldn't be relied on. Often, when you're feeling it, the least is when you should truly discover or create something special. It just takes pushing past the hurdle, which is why often enough I'll just kind of like, whenever like obviously as a streamer I have to kind of essentially waffle and do improv for like hours at a time, right? And I think one of the things that keep me inspired to keep doing that is I go outside. It's not a joke. I just do new things. If I do new things, I have new things to talk about. If I have new things to talk about, other people can bounce off their experiences with it too, and then I can keep talking. So the best motivation, if you're ever a streamer and you're like, sometimes I don't know what to talk about, try something new. Go to like a new place, new neighborhoods, and try some food there. I don't know. Do like a new activity in your local town. Just do something. You just something to talk about. Maybe you might meet an interesting character or two. You know what I mean? Don't know how it works. Orca expansion took 4 or 5 hours. Okay, so we could probably do the original on that, right? Definitely. This is actually a key thing in how we often look into helping someone with depression. Most of us believe that our mood impacts our behavior, when really our behavior is often stronger driving force than our mood. It's why people often present worse when they stop doing things they enjoy, and why they're often pushed to just do it, and why things like the gym are so heavily suggested. It's amazing the impact just doing something has. You might find the motivation in return. That's true, honestly. Man of people that are like, I'm depressed, like, yeah, go to the gym. Like, I don't know, just go. Don't think about it, just go hit the gym. Hit the gym, don't think about it. Don't think about it, just go. Pump some iron and run some tread, and you'll feel immediately better. It's like, what the hell? What the fuck? What are they? Yeah, that's how that works. Do it again. Do it again tomorrow. See you tomorrow, bitch. That works. Same goes for motivation in general. The first step is the first step. I can't wait forever to start going to the gym or looking for a new job, or get that sound your car is making to look at. Get it done, and you almost always feel better. Yeah, but what if I have ADHD and I can't, and you people can't do anything right? For me, hesitating to play a backlog game usually comes down to fearing that I don't have the mental energy to overcome the initial learning curve. Oh my god, that's the best way to put. Oh my god, SFB, thank you. That's the exact phrase I've been looking for. Sometimes I just don't have the mental energy to overcome the initial learning curve. Thank you. That is the exact phrase. I was looking for like a good way to phrase it. That's the phrase. Because when you play a new game, you gotta look into systems, you gotta look into like the story, you gotta look into mechanics. When you've learned all that, then it becomes easy to get back to, right? But sometimes when I play the game, I don't want to figure out the controls. I'm like, all that's just a bit daunting at first. You know? Exactly. Perfect way to phrase it. Which sometimes is the case, but sometimes I'm very tired or mentally drained. But conversely, I sometimes find it easy to start a new game than I expected. For me, it comes down to my energy level more than anything else. Great discussion, and thank you for the video. Yeah, it won't work every time, but often we find it way easier, less demanding than we thought once we get started. That's true. Mom always said games are like a box of chocolates. You never know if the tutorial will be any fun until you take a bite in. That's true. Thanks, Forrest Gump. Forrest Gamer right there. Appreciate that. I just played through the first Halo after putting it through off, and I absolutely adored it. I got my library down to like 6 games, and I'm happy with my status on it. I should probably get going. I should probably have a look at my library. I did buy a bunch of games on the Steam Summer Sale. Excuse me, I've been drinking too much, haven't I? Oh, silly me. I've been drinking too much of that Fancy Lemon. I've been indulging in Xbox game deals lately for stuff I'll eventually play, but I barely touched my loot library. This video couldn't have been recommended at a better time, honestly. I know you should just get into it. If you have the slightest interest in the game. But yeah, the initial learning curve and immersion being good is very important. That's true, yeah, honestly. I'm glad that 007 First Lights was very good. That was a very, very good opening gambit for a game. And I would recommend that game, definitely. There's a certain game in your library you should get to. I think it'd be a real hit with you, man. You leave me alone, okay? I'll get around to it when I get around to it, I said. Applying philosophy to video games is just insane. I love it. Welcome to the channel. Have you guys seen? Hang on, let me see. Have you guys seen those memes? Where it's like, do you know what this reminds me of? It reminded me of the, you know, have you seen the memes where it's like, welcome to GTA Online, an online world without rules? You're new, huh? Welcome to GTA Online. These memes? Or like someone just texts you randomly as you log in to GTA Online and text one of these. Welcome to GTA, kid. If you have dreams, consider them a god. Hey, welcome to the channel, kid, where we do philosophy and video games. I love it, man. I love it. Well, dude, woke up this. I don't care. I want to be exactly like BTK Dragoon who worked for him. I don't know who that is. Mark Maxwell's the original. Okay, that's what it is. So I've been picking away at my library on the Switch, and Steam is making I'm making a group of about 3 to 5 games in my single player rotation. Sick. Honestly, sick as hell. I've been taking the approach to just jumping into a game, even though I might not be in the mood, and the same thing with shows or anime I put on the back burner. Surprisingly, it's been working out very well. I actually beat Luigi's Mansion. It took me a day and a half to finish off where I'd left off a decade before. Shelved it for a decade? God damn. Welcome to Moresty, a channel you maybe laugh. Crazy. Make your dreams come true. Wouldn't that mean you will start to force yourself into games you don't want to play, thus leading to you not enjoying a game you might as much as if you're in the right mood for it? I find this topic interesting. Me personally, going back and forth between playing 30 minutes every day because gaming helps me reduce my stress and waiting for the right mood. Right now I'm practicing the latter again, and I find myself enjoying the session much more. Although your voice is very calming. This approach is for when there's some part of you that does want to play it, but your default system is resisting it. If both sides aren't interesting, yeah, don't bother unless there's a specific reason. Forcing should only happen to get past that first barrier that your feeling brain throws up. That's true, honestly. Very good. Very good, honestly. Realizing maybe I should work on my library instead of modding Skyrim into a new game for the 100th time. Or just mod Skyrim to be the other games you've been ignoring. Guys, this guy's too good. Listen, this guy's too good. This guy's too good at this. But if you're not in the mood, it feels like work. The problem if you're not in the mood the problem is you're not in the mood when you have free time. I mean, I feel like work for the first 5 minutes, but the point of the video is that the action could start the effect of triggering the motivation in response. Then suddenly there's no more resistance. But don't take my word for it. Give it a try. Yeah, you're too good at this. Mark, I'm getting jealous. I'm getting jealous now. You're just too good at this, okay? He makes good video and is very attentive in his comment section. Yeah, get rid of this guy. Where's the disadvantage? Where's the disadvantage, Mark? Where is it? Where is it? Come on now, tell me. Tell me, Mark. You're scared of the monsters in your closet or something? Where's the disadvantage? You're 5'6". You're secretly 5'6". That's my cope, okay? You're secretly 5'6" and 700 pounds, okay? That's my cope, and I'm sticking with it, okay? All right, Mark. A pleasure. A pleasure as always, brother. And until the next time I get one of your videos recommended to me. Au revoir, brother. C'est la vie.